Welcome back once again to Geek Therapy Radio. I've still got Matt Farah, whose initials are MF because he is the mother frigger.
What's going on? Still here?
of auto aficionados. And Matt, I promised listeners, I have a couple real questions unrelated to DeLoreans, which for me is a bummer, but for listeners is a plus. I'm just joking. I do like more things than just the DeLorean, believe it or not. So Matt, quick question. I'm going to ask you a couple questions here. Do you prefer classics or modern cars? Like if you could only, what do you like better? Classics or modern?
Well,
might be a loaded question.
It's a bit of a loaded question. I assume if we did the old, if I had to pick one, I would probably take modern cars. But again, it's because I have like back problems, and in general, they're just a lot more comfortable for me. That's all.
Also, it affects the DeLorean, but it affects everything else. Most other classics as well. A lot of classics. People don't realize, who've never driven a classic car, they don't realize how freaking heavy the clutch pedal is in a lot of classic cars. It's unbearable in traffic versus a modern car. My daily driver, and I'll just say it now because it's 8 years old at this point, getting on 8 years old. My daily is an S5, an Audi S5, which I adore. I love. It's like technologically and just ease of driving and just all around performance. It's the best car I've ever had in my entire life. I might not have a better car than that ever. We'll see. I want an R8. That's the new goal.
They've come down. You now R8s are. Look, they're still expensive cars, but
right, yeah. I'm talking like 09 or 2010. I'd be perfectly happy with a pre-facelift.
Yeah,
R8
for sure. Hang on, but this video is gonna look real funny. But I'm about to, Conrad, get down.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
This is radio, ladies and gentlemen.
That's my cat. My cat was causing trouble, and I was trying to be all slick about it and like quiet. But like, you're gonna see me like pointing and snapping and stuff in the video, and then you're like, "What is this guy doing?"
Dude, you know what? People are gonna see the same thing and have seen the same thing in my videos. Right now, I'm recording, and my girlfriend's got our cats. Yeah, stabled in the other room, but I'm looking around for a cat that's going to jump behind me on the couch or something like that.
Yeah, no, we have 3 cats and a dog at the moment, and you'll see. So far, I'm thinking at least 2 cats and definitely the dog in this video.
Right. No, that's good. I like that. We're keeping that. I am not fading that out. I'm leaving that in here. Matt, what? See, there's a couple questions here. Okay, I recently bought. So I have 3 vehicles right now. I still have the DeLorean, which I don't really count as well, it is one of my vehicles, of course, but it's an investment. I paid less than 10 grand on it. I'm still 10 in the black with how much I have into it. It's worth way more than I have into it. So that's kind of like a nest egg thing over there.
That's fantastic. That's good for you. I mean, not a lot of people are able to turn profits on DeLoreans. In order to find an investment great, an investment only happens with a DeLorean if you get very lucky and find the perfect car and do the exact perfect things with it, or if you're able to get one, very cheap, and you did a very long time ago. So good for you.
It was before.
We weren't supposed to talk about stupid DeLoreans anymore.
Oh, you're right. Oh, damn it. So, okay.
Shame.
So my daily is that S5.
Audi S5, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But I've got a third in the stable that I bought recently, and I want to get your thoughts on it. It's a 2-pronged question. The third I bought to go next to the DeLorean, so I call them the Silver Sisters, is a 2000 MR2 Spyder.
Okay.
Now, that thing, to me at least, is a blast at low speeds. It's because it's not a very quick car.
It's not fast. It's not fast.
No, but just around town, it is an absolute. It's a joy just around town.
Yeah.
So
they're all right.
So I got it for used motorcycle money. I got it pretty cheap. And my experiment was, and I have a feeling that you might dash my dreams here, which is fine because I think I bought it at its bottomed out price. I don't think I would ever lose money on it for how much I spent on it. because other Japanese cars from the late 90s and mid 90s or so, like like turbo MR2's from 1990,
Right.
three or four,
also known as the good MR2.
right. So that's my question. Do you see in my grand experiment?
It's not a collectible.
Okay.
You should drive that car hard, put it away wet, and when it finally bites the dust, throw it in the garbage. I'm serious. Look, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass.
No, that's
you bought
fine.
a fun, cheap car.
That's what I
that
got.
is not collectible.
Okay. That's what I got. That's
maybe
fine.
if you found a museum piece one somewhere, but it's not a collectible, and it should, that car should be a tool for your personal enjoyment. And like you said, you bought it cheap, so you'll probably never lose money.
Right.
And even if you do lose money, it wouldn't be much.
Right.
I think you should maintain that car and drive the snot out of it.
Yep.
And have fun with it and get smiles per hour, as it were.
Yeah.
And you should not baby it too much and not consider it a collectible and romp on it. And if you did, I assume it's a manual.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
And if you do blow it up, the Toyota 2ZZ engine, also known as the Elise engine, also known as the Corolla XRS engine, is, as far as I know, a direct swap. I just drove one, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Since I got it, and since I started talking to other MR2 owners, Spyder owners, they're like, dude, you have to put a 2ZZ in there. It's not even a question. You just have to do it because it's fairly inexpensive if you buy a donor engine on eBay or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's like,
and you can get the engines out of Japan as well.
And I think you can do it for roundabouts or less than $2,000.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. The one that I drove, I think the guy bought it that way, so I'm not really sure what the swap costs. I do know that the swap is easy. I mean, it's as close to a drop right in. Everything bolts right up. I mean, I think you can even run, the stock exhaust and all that kind of stuff. I don't think you need to change very many things.
No.
And for those unaware of what a 2ZZ engine is, as I said, it's from the Lotus Elise. It's a little 4-cylinder engine that Toyota built for Lotus as well as for the XRS, which is a Corolla that no one ever talks about, but it's hilarious fun. And the engine is this stupid engine that revs to 8,000 RPM, and VVTi, which is Toyota's version of the Honda VTEC. VTEC kicks in, yo. When the VVTi kicks in, I think it's at 6,600 RPM.
Yeah,
and so it's just a screaming monster of an engine, and that you get, and it fits it really does turn the MR2 into a little more cushy version of a Lotus Elise,
right,
which is cool.
So I don't have any plans. See, like I said, I bought this for dirt cheap. I don't have plans. I'm not going to put a bunch of money in it. I'm not going to put a 2ZZ in there. That's my plan because I don't want to be losing money, basically.
No, but if you ended up doing something and sufficiently broke it, you could do that. And also, by the way, I think you could if you were to. If you really want to do the math of a 2ZZ swap, you would sell your stock engine later and make some of that money back.
That is true.
Yeah, because you do have you are still end up with two engines. You
need to stop filling my head with all these ideas because
it's not financially wise. You won't come out ahead by any means, but it's if you are I don't know. Are you mechanically inclined? Do you work on your own cars?
I don't think I can do an engine swap by myself, but I like to change my own spark plugs and oil, and I've changed the I don't want to get this right, PCV valve the other day.
PCV valve, yeah.
I mean, I could do stuff like that.
I don't think I couldn't do an engine swap myself either, so don't feel bad. But,
no. I do not feel emasculated at all.
I don't think it's. I think any basic mechanic could probably do that swap. Yeah.
Right. In a day. Like it wouldn't be that many hours
fast.
to do it.
Yeah, pretty fast. And I'm sure there's shops that specialize in that kind of thing too.
Yeah, I bet you there's mechanics. When I had my old Bug, my mechanic could literally swap out an engine in an old Bug because it's only four bolts. He said I could do that in the middle of the night blindfolded. I could swap out.
Well, they have competitions for that. You've seen the competitions, right?
I have.
Where it's like, 30 seconds.
Yeah. What is the world record for an engine swap in a Beetle is mind blowing. When I was a little kid, one of my friends was sleeping over, and he was super into cars. His name is Corbin. And I remember him telling me one night, we were 10 years old or something like that. He's like, do you know dragsters go 0 to 300 in like less than 3 seconds or whatever it is, like some stupid ridiculous speed. I didn't believe him. Like all night. And this was before the internet. This is before you could just pop on Google real quick. Like that number was so staggering to me as a little boy of a vehicle going 0 to 300 in less than, what do they do it? You tell me how
they're
fast.
in the threes and threes and fours.
Yeah.
Four. I think it's the fours for top fuel dragster.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
It's
have
crazy.
Have you watched in person? Have you ever been in top fuel drag racing in person?
No, not top fuel.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, you must. You absolutely must.
I simply must.
It is motorsport unlike any other. I mean, to sit in the grandstands and actually because you can be in like the last row of the grandstands at a top fuel race and feel the shockwave of the heat coming out of the headers of that engine.
That's
like you
awesome.
can actually feel that like in your chest when one of those cars goes by.
That is awesome.
It's the loudest thing you can possibly imagine.
Now,
it almost like you feel a pressure. It's so cool. And if you are a fan of it, if that's something that got you into cars, you would be doing yourself a great service by attending in person.
Would you give me crap for wearing earplugs?
No, that's mandatory.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, you'll have serious ear problems if you don't. You don't just wear regular earplugs. You wear like the crazy air traffic controller ones, like what you would wear to like a gun range. You wear those. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably drummers wear the same type of. You'd wear earplugs, and then you wear like the drummer's ear muffs, the aircraft mechanic ear muffs. I would absolutely. I wear earplugs when I go to a monster truck rallies because
it's louder than that.
I believe it. That's what I'm saying. Like if it's louder than monster truck rallies, which is pretty much straight header from there anyways, also that's loud. But I think
it's like, so imagine that, right? Same straight header, okay, but instead of 1,500 horsepower, the thing's making 8,000 horsepower. So imagine the size of the explosion coming out of the header that would be required to amplify the power by 6.
I am glad. I'm glad that my camera isn't panned down any more than it is. Because right when you said 8,000 horsepower.
Yeah. And that's a guess. There's no actual dyno in the world that can measure a top fuel dragster or an alcohol funny car. So that's nuts. An estimate based on whatever the math formula is from acceleration.
That's crazy. Matt, thank you so freaking much for being on Geek Therapy Radio.
My pleasure, sir.
Is there anything you want to plug on the way out?
Just the Smoking Tire in all its forms. Our videos every Monday through Friday on YouTube. Our podcast is every Wednesday, both on the audio version on iTunes and all the other places you would download podcasts, whatever your preferred podcast platform is.
Absolutely.
As well as on the Smoking Tire, and then all my social media is blah 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 social media service / the Smoking Tire.
Right.
And if anyone is in Los Angeles and is a wannabe collector of fine vehicles and is going, man, I want to have another car, but I have absolutely no place to keep it. Fall, I think, of 2018, West Side Collector Car Storage will be open. And if you're interested in being on that mailing list, just shoot me a note, matt@thesmokingtire.com, and I will happily add you to our mailing list for that.
Thank you very much. And Geeks, if you're even remotely interested in cars, like even if you don't know anything about cars, but you've seen a car go by and you say, that looks neat, go check out the Smoking Tire. I promise you, it is such an approachable way to get into learning more about vehicles because the technology there, if you're a geek, you're just going to love the technology in vehicles. And speaking of geeks, be good to each other, my geeks. Build each other up. Don't tear each other down. Just be good. Let's draw a circle in the sand, not a line in the sand, where we can all come together, enjoy our geek things, whether that's cars, whether that's airplanes, whether that's computers or video games, vinyl records, whatever it is. We're all geeks about something. I didn't even get to the fact that Matt's also a geek about watches. We probably could have talked.
Yeah, I got a watch. Oh, that's coming in January. For the video, I'm holding up the new, not new, the Panerai Luminor Marina 1950, 3 days. Very cool watch. I have a watch podcast coming soon in January. It's going to be called Watch and Listen, and it's going to be hosted by myself and a gentleman named Cameron Weiss, who is a watchmaker here in California, founder of the Weiss Watch Company, and they are making watches from scratch, manual, traditional watches from scratch here in Los Angeles. They make all the parts as well. It's not. They don't just drop in, Swiss movement and call it American. It's made, designed in Los Angeles. So that's Watch and Listen will be coming in January.
We could do a whole show just on watchmaking. You've already said
we can do another one if you want later.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, man. Awesome. All right, well, Matt, thank you so much for being here. And like you said it, not me. We're gonna do another one about watches, so I'm gonna hold you to that in the future. All right?
For sure, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, Matt. Have a good one.